Vulnerability of coastal birds to climate change. Vulnerability of coastal birds to climate change. Coastal birds, those elegant and resilient creatures that grace our shorelines, are facing an increasingly precarious future as the effects of climate change intensify. As climate change accelerates, it is imperative that we recognize and address the vulnerability of coastal birds to ensure their survival and maintain the health of our coastal environments. A delicate balance, coastal ecosystems and avian residents. Coastal ecosystems, where land meets sea, are unique and vibrant habitats that host an array of diverse life forms, including numerous bird species. These ecosystems provide critical nesting, foraging, and migratory stopover areas for many coastal bird populations. From the iconic seabird colonies on rocky cliffs to the waders probing the mudflats for food, these birds play crucial roles in maintaining the ecological equilibrium of coastal regions. However, this equilibrium is under threat due to the changing climate. One of the most immediate challenges is the rise in sea levels. As global temperatures increase, polar ice melts, causing oceans to expand and encroach upon coastal habitats. This phenomenon forces birds to abandon nesting sites, disrupts breeding patterns, and reduces the availability of vital food sources. Rising temperatures and shifting habitats. Coastal birds are particularly sensitive to temperature changes, as their life cycles are intricately linked to seasonal cues. As temperatures rise, these cues become skewed, affecting the timing of nesting and migration. For instance, warmer temperatures can lead to earlier hatching of insects, which may result in a mismatch between food availability and the hungry mouths of young birds. This mismatch can lead to reduced chick survival rates and overall population decline. Additionally, shifting temperature patterns can alter the distribution of key prey species. Many coastal birds rely on the bounty of intertidal zones, where they feed on crabs, mollusks, and other invertebrates. With warming waters, these prey species may migrate or decline in abundance, leaving birds with insufficient nourishment. In turn, this nutritional deficit can impact reproductive success and weaken the overall resilience of coastal bird populations. Extreme weather events and nesting disruptions. The increasing frequency and intensity of extreme weather events, fueled by climate change, pose yet another threat to coastal birds. Powerful storms, hurricanes, and cyclones can destroy nesting sites, erode coastal habitats, and flood low-lying areas where birds nest and forage. Nesting colonies of species such as terns, gulls, and penguins are especially vulnerable, as their nests are often situated in exposed locations. These events not only directly harm adult birds and their offspring, but they can also have long-term repercussions on breeding success. Even if a storm does not completely obliterate a nesting site, the stress it inflicts on the birds can lead to reduced reproductive output in subsequent years. This creates a domino effect, where populations struggle to recover from both acute events and the lingering effects of those events. Conservation strategies, protecting coastal bird resilience. Despite the challenges posed by climate change, there is hope for the conservation of coastal birds. A multifaceted approach that combines habitat preservation, adaptive management, and international cooperation is essential to safeguard these avian populations. 1. Protected areas and habitat restoration. Establishing and maintaining protected areas along coastlines is crucial to provide safe havens for nesting and foraging. These areas should encompass a range of habitats, from sandy beaches to rocky cliffs, to cater to the diverse needs of coastal bird species. Habitat restoration projects can also help enhance the resilience of these areas, providing vital resources for birds to thrive. 2. Adaptive management. Conservation efforts should incorporate adaptive management strategies that allow for flexibility and adjustment in response to changing conditions. 3. International collaboration. Many coastal bird species undertake remarkable migrations, traversing oceans and continents. International cooperation is crucial to ensure that the entire life cycle of these birds, from breeding to wintering grounds, is protected. Collaborative efforts can address threats along migration routes and in diverse habitats, ultimately contributing to the long-term survival of these species. Advocacy efforts can lead to the implementation of policies that prioritize the conservation of these species and their habitats. By incorporating bird-friendly design principles, such as minimizing light pollution and preserving natural habitats, we can reduce disturbances to nesting and foraging activities. 6. Research and innovation. Ongoing research into the behaviors, habitats, and migratory patterns of coastal birds is essential for effective conservation. 7. Climate change mitigation. While addressing the impacts of climate change on coastal birds is critical, it is equally important to tackle the root causes of climate change. Conclusion: a shared responsibility. The vulnerability of coastal birds to climate change serves as a poignant reminder of the interconnectedness of all living beings and ecosystems. Their plight underscores the urgent need for global cooperation and a concerted commitment to preserving our natural world. The challenges ahead are formidable, but they also offer an opportunity for humanity to come together and make a positive impact. By combining scientific knowledge, conservation efforts, policy changes, and public engagement, we can create a brighter future for coastal birds and the ecosystems they inhabit. In the face of climate change, the vulnerability of coastal birds serves as both a call to action and a testament to the resilience of nature. 8. Community engagement and education. Engaging local communities in the conservation of coastal birds can have a profound impact. Educational programs, workshops, and citizen science initiatives can empower people to become stewards of their local environments. When individuals understand the role of coastal birds in ecosystem health, they are more likely to support conservation efforts and advocate for policies that protect these species. 9. Adaptive breeding programs. In some cases, managed breeding programs can play a crucial role in bolstering the populations of critically endangered coastal bird species. These programs involve carefully selected breeding pairs and controlled environments to ensure the survival of chicks. While not a substitute for natural conservation efforts, adaptive breeding programs can provide a safety net while other conservation measures are implemented. 10. Financial support. Adequate funding is essential for effective conservation strategies. By investing in the preservation of these species, we are investing in the health and stability of coastal ecosystems. As we move forward in the face of climate change, it is important to recognize that no single solution will be sufficient to address the vulnerability of coastal birds. Instead, a combination of approaches, tailored to the unique needs of each species and habitat, will be necessary. Furthermore, a long-term commitment to monitoring, adaptation, and collaboration is essential to ensure the ongoing success of these conservation efforts. In the grand tapestry of life on Earth, coastal birds play a vital and irreplaceable role.